Greetings friends, I hope this finds you well. Today I'm going to be unboxing and doing a review for the FIFINE AM8 microphone and the H9 gaming headset. So this is not a sponsored video, but these were sent to me for free for this review. Shout out to Ted at FIFINE. He's one of the marketing specialists. He actually jumped into one of my streams recently and was talking to me and asked me if I had ever used their products before, and I said no because I didn't think that I had, and that was actually a lie. I have one of their wireless mic sets that we use for karaoke and for like party events and stuff like that. It's the MK036, so this is what that looks like. So it comes with two mics, but you can also buy an adapter that plugs into the back for a third mic. And then this is what the mics look like. They've got colors, different colors on the bottom, on and off. They're RF, so they go a pretty good distance. We used them out in my friend's barn for a couple of events, like a birthday party and renewal of vows and stuff like that. And we did karaoke out there as well, and people were 30, 40 feet away from it, and it's awesome. And I had it for like 4 or 5 years. Didn't even realize it was FIFINE, and that is how it's pronounced, by the way. I asked Ted to clarify and make sure because that's what he said initially, and I was like, you really mean FIFINE? He goes, yes, so that's how it's pronounced. So if you were wondering, now you know. But I'm going to get these unboxed, kind of see what they're about. On the H9, it just says, has a 3.5 and USB. It's a condenser mic that it comes with, and it has a polar pattern that's omnidirectional. Features, it says clear audio quality, strong compatibility, plug and play, lightweight design, inline controlled detachable mic. That's good. It's got a bunch of other information. So it says PC, Mac, PS4, 5, Xbox compatible. So that's cool. And then, yeah, just some of the other features. So let's get this unboxed first. What kind of, and I asked for the pink color, so they have black, white, and pink for both of these. And I asked for the pink just because I might be doing a laptop gaming setup for my wife, and I might use this for that. Or I may use it for myself. I don't know. It depends on how much I like it. So, instructions book. There's the headset. So it's got the 3.5. And I'm assuming. Yep. So you got your mic. And also the inline controller. So if you're going to use this, that's where the USB will come in. If you're just going to use the 3.5, then you wouldn't get the inline controls. You'd have to use controls on the device. So that's fine. So this will just plug into here. And you got your USB. Braided cable, pretty soft, flexible. Some of these braided cables, especially the ones from like the older ones from Razer, I think they're a little bit better now. They're just super stiff. This one's not at all. It's got a clip on the back. So you got your volume for the headphones and the volume for the mic. And then it says 7.1. So I don't know if you hit that to turn on and off 7.1. And then the mute button is a physical toggle. That's nice. So you don't accidentally press a capacitive touch button or something and mute yourself. That's nice to have a physical mute. And then the microphone slot is right here. It does have a little groove that lines up. You got your mic on one side. Decently flexible. I don't usually use mics on the headsets, but might see what it sounds like. Usually they're not that great. I don't see. Yeah, so we got left and right. Looks like maybe some kind of foam, and it's not cloth. It's like almost like a vinyl leathery material on the cushions themselves. Let's see how it feels. Open it up a little bit from a big head. Feels pretty good. It's comfy. Definitely blocks out. I'd say, because over the ear, say it blocks out 80 to 90% of the ambient room noise. The clamping pressure, I have a pretty big head, and the clamping pressure's not bad at all. It's not loose, but it's not overly tight like some headsets can be, so it actually has a pretty good fit. And it has a lot of adjustability. You can kind of hear it like the grooves. So you can, and then you can see like there's holes on the inside. That way you can feel where you want it to stop. All right, let's check out the mic. So on the mic box, it says clear, detailed voice, dynamic cardioid capsule. You can do USB or XLR, so it says convenient USB or studio XLR connection. Flocking windscreen, I'm not sure what that is. I'm assuming that's just what's built in. 3.5mm headphone jack, a quick mute button, a mic gain knob, monitoring volume knob, and a multiple mode RGB, and an RGB control button with adjustable yoke support. So I'm assuming that's the stand or something that it's on, but it does come with the stand. So got your booklet. Base. It is a weighted base. Let's say it's probably, I don't know, a pound or so, maybe a little less. It's got a nice rubberized grip on the bottom, so it won't slide. Here's the first one. Pretty straightforward packaging, nothing excessive. Missing anything? Nope. Here is the USB cable. If you want to use it, it is USB-C to the mic, and then your standard USB-A on the other side. And it's got a good weight to it. Like and that's probably more for this than the mic, because it is the plastic housing. There's the without the windscreen. So you got kind of a metal filter, and you got your windscreen filter as well. And then this just mounts like here. Looks like it's got the RGB button, and you got your mic volume, headset volume, and then it looks like there's a light back here. Must be maybe for the mute toggle on and off. So I don't know if it's like a capacitive touch or what. And then of course you can tighten it up. It's nice that it comes with a stand. A lot of mics don't come with stands, and you got to pay another 15-20 bucks for one. So this is nice if you don't have a monitor arm or aren't going to use one. I really like the way it looks. I like the square body. So, all right. let's get this hooked up and see what it sounds like.
All right, I moved over to the PC. Right now I'm using my normal setup. So this is the Shure SM7B. A lot of people are familiar with this microphone, been around for a long time, but it's also $400. I've had it for 3.5, 4 years now. It's what I primarily use for my gaming PC. It's actually hooked up to my streaming PC, but that does all of my audio for both. So this is an XLR mic, and it's hooked up to an Elgato Wave XLR. It has to have a powered amplification, something like that, for it to work well. And this is flat. There is no EQ applied. This is totally flat. This is what it sounds like out of the box. So I'm going to plug in the AM8 XLR as well, and you can hear what that sounds like. I've got the AM8 hooked up, got it on the same arm, using the same XLR cable, and it's also going into the Wave XLR, the Elgato Wave XLR. 2 to 6 inches is usually about what you want to be for these kinds of mics. And I did look at the instruction manual, and it says, you want to talk into the end of the mic, just like with the SM7B. That's where the best microphone pickup will be. And it says, 2 to 6 inches. So I did not need phantom power with this. Like I do with the SM7B, I have to turn on that 48 volt phantom power for it to get enough juice to get a good sound out of it. This, I did not need that. It's actually quite hot, I guess, out of the box. But I'll make sure, and when I do the editing, I'll put them both at the same dB level. For the, so the comparison is true. I think it sounds pretty good. I've done a couple of tests and just listened back to them through my speakers. But for the price of this mic, I think right now on Amazon and even on FIFINE's website, this is $57. I think Amazon even has a 5% off coupon. At least I'm seeing the coupon. You may not. But for the price, I think it's... if you're wearing headphones or you're being really scrutinizing, you can probably tell a little bit of a difference between this and the SM7B. But I don't think most people would notice. And if you're using this to record videos or streaming, I think this is a great microphone, especially for this price. The black version is a little bit cheaper. I think it's a few bucks cheaper, maybe $6 or $7 cheaper. And then the white version and the pink version are both, right now they're $56.99. I think, there is that coupon on Amazon. I don't see anything on the FIFINE website for that. But because this is using the XLR connection, none of the buttons or the RGB or anything like that will work, because you need the USB power. You can still plug in the USB cable to get the RGB. But while you're using it with an XLR, you're not going to get I think it said you're not going to get the, you're going to use your amp or whatever your audio interface is. So none of this stuff's going to work. But you can plug in the USB cable for the RGB stuff. It just said to make sure whatever audio interface you want to use. So if you want to use this as XLR mic, plug that in first, then plug in the USB. Especially if it's going to go to 2 different PCs for some reason. Whatever connection is plugged in first, that's what it will use for the audio. And you're only going to be doing that if you're using the XLR. So just make sure you plug the XLR and cable in first, then the USB cable for the RGB effects if you want to use that. So I just have the XLR cable plugged in. The USB cable is not plugged in right now. So I think it sounds pretty good. Now I have it hooked up via the USB-C cable directly to my PC. So no more XLR. I unhooked it completely. Now I actually have gain control. So I turn this down and adjust the mic gain. And then if you had headphones plugged into the bottom of this for monitoring, you have the other knob for that. And you can't see it on the camera right now, but I'll show another angle here. The USB is now RGB is now working, and I can cycle through different colors. I'll show you that in a second. And then also the mute, the touch button for the mute on the back is now working. So if I hit it again, and we should be back now. So I think this sounds great as well. I can't really tell a huge difference. And if you don't have an audio interface for an XLR mic, then you don't need one. You just plug in the USB and put it on a monitor arm or use the included stand, and you're all set. You don't need an XLR interface, but if you already have one and you like the way it's set up and you like the control that gives you, you can use that as well. So pretty versatile for a $57 microphone, a little bit cheaper if you catch it on sale. I think that's a great. You can plug this into just about anything and be able to use it out of the box. You don't have to really put a equalizer or anything on it. You definitely could. I don't think they have any software. Everything that I saw in the manual, it was just referencing the Windows and Mac settings, the OS settings by default. Doesn't look like they have any kind of software to download or anything, but I could be wrong, but I don't see anything for that. But I think it sounds great. So I'm going to unhook this, put it back on the stand, and I'll show you the other features now that the USB-C is plugged in. All right, so I got the microphone back on its original stand, got the USB plugged in so that you can see the RGB. So this button here above the dials will cycle through the different RGB options. So you can do solid color, and I think it also has one that kind of rotates through. Pretty cool. And then on the other side you have, don't sleep on these. Like if you're looking for a really good sounding microphone, I don't know what else you're gonna find in this price range. I haven't tested a lot of mics, but I've used Blue Yetis. I've used headset mics, of course, a bunch of different kinds. We use the Rode Pod mics for our podcast setup, which is hooked up into a Rodecaster. But the Shure SM7B is what I've been using for the last 3.5, 4 years on this setup. But if I were doing it over again, I wouldn't spend $400 on a microphone. I'd probably get one of these. There's some that are around the $100 price range, like the Pod mics, I think $100. And I think the new Shure 7B, I think it's USB and XLR, so it can kind of do both, but again, it's much more expensive. So honestly, I don't think you can go wrong. These mics, they sound amazing. So here it is on FIFINE's website. So you got, like I mentioned, here's the black one, and you have the white, and then the pink. And it's $56.99 for the white and the pink, $49.99 for the black one. Over on Amazon, it is also $56.99, but there's a apply 5% coupon. So I don't know if that'll show up for everybody, but it's showing up for me. So you can check. I'll put all the links down below, of course. Headset mic. So this is the H9 headset mic. I have it plugged in via USB so that I can use all of the controls. So I can use my volume up and down. I can also control the mic gain, and I can also use, and then it also has the 7.1. You want to turn the surround sound on and off, or if you just want stereo. I was listening to some of the recordings that I was testing. The volume is really good. It's not super loud, but it's loud enough. Has a good bass floor to it. Again, I don't know if there's software or not that you can download to do any. I don't think there is, but I could be wrong. I don't see any downloads on their website or anything. So, I don't. Not a whole lot of adjustments. There's no buttons or anything on the headset. It's just the detachable microphone.
This is a little more noisy. It's picking up a little bit more background noise, whereas the condenser mics don't. So, but I mean, it's a headset mic. It's gonna do that. But yeah. And here I'll turn the mic gain down a little bit, so you can control it right there. You can also hold these buttons down. But for the money, like if you needed to build a new setup, or you were building a new setup, and you wanted something that was sounded very good, has a decent microphone, you really can't beat it for this price.
The headset also comes in the same colors. It is $39.99 for the white and the pink, and then the black one is $37.99 on FIFINE's website. And then Amazon, it is $39.99 and $37.99 as well. So same price. But there's no coupon for the headset. At least it's not popping up for me, so you may have one. When you combine both of these together, and you just take this mic off because you're not going to need it if you're using this one. You plug this in USB-C. You don't need any kind of an amplifier and interface. And basically for less than $100, maybe right around that with tax and depending on if you have to pay shipping, you're going to have a really good sounding headset and mic combo. I'm really impressed with these. Thanks for watching. If this was helpful, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it.